Hi guys, I hope you're well. So today I'm going to show you how you can make your own elephant, like this one here, just using a plastic milk bottle, like this one. And the only other things that you need are some PVA glue, a paintbrush, a pen, some scissors, and then some patterned paper. So I've got paper that I patterned by doing potato printing on quite a few videos back, and also just some other patterned paper that I've drawn on. But you could use either paper that you've patterned yourself or magazines or newspapers, kind of any paper. The pattern is just so that it looks exciting, really, so you can choose what colours you want to do. So the first thing we need to do is to get our milk bottle. You need to have washed it so it's nice and clean, and I've got a 2-pint one here, but you could do it with a bigger one as well, that would work. And you need to cut in to the milk bottle around the point where this handle stops. So you might need a hand with this. So if you don't do it exactly, that's alright, whoops, because you can trim it in a second. So we want the trunk to be detached from the base, so I need to trim this again. Okay, so once you've done that, you can then get your patterned paper, and we want to start to cut it into squares which are about this size. And I said you could use any paper, but it's best because it makes it easier if the paper's not too thick. So don't use card, but magazine and newspaper paper is quite thin anyway. To make it quicker cutting the squares, you can cut your paper into a few strips, and then if you layer them on top of one another and then cut them, then you can make multiple squares in one go, like this. And so once you've got quite a few squares, you can always chop more later if you need them. Then you can start to use them to cover your milk bottle. So you need to get your PVA glue and put that into some kind of container. So I'll pop it into here. And the more glue you use for this, the better, because it will make your elephant a bit stronger. So you can paint the glue onto the plastic and then pop your square on top and press it down, and you could even paint glue over the top of the square as well. I found it easiest going around and doing the bottom all first and then filling it in, but you'll find your own way to do it. And you want to carry on until you've covered the whole thing in paper, like this one. Okay, so I've almost finished now. I've done all of the body. So the next thing is to do the trunk. And the best way to do that is to cover it in glue, and then get your rectangle and you can put it up behind it and then wrap it around. Otherwise it gets quite fiddly, so that's a good tip for doing the trunk. And remember, you always want to use lots of glue, and it makes it easier the more glue you use as well. And you can always cut yourself, that wasn't actually long enough, always cut yourself a longer strip if you need to. And if you don't have PVA glue, actually, you could try doing this with sellotape instead. That would probably work. You'd just end up covering tape on the whole outside. So just be careful of putting it down on the newspaper like I just did. So once you've finished covering the whole thing, I've just got one more square to put on. Then it's time to do the ears. And to do those, you just need another piece of paper. And there we go, that's done now. You just want to draw an ear shape. I think this could make funky ears. So draw an ear shape onto the paper. So that's a semicircle really, like this. And then if you fold your paper so that you've got this piece on top and another piece below, when you cut it out, that means you'll get two ears which are the same shape and size. So let's cut this out. And you could decide to pattern both sides of these ears, or you could leave one side white, like this. I'm going to just leave it white. And so then you just want to fold the ear, the straight edge of the ear, you want to give it a fold like this. So that means you can then stick it on. So I'm going to put glue down this little folded edge. Again, remembering plenty of glue. And I need to look at it so that I can see how it will look good. Alright. And I'm just sticking it on now. So you'll probably get very gluey fingers when you do this, but that's alright, you just need to remember to wash your hands afterwards. Okay, so that's the first ear, and then the same thing, folding an edge, applying some glue, and sticking it on. So we are very almost finished. There's just one last thing we need to do, which is of course the eyes, and they are going to bring the elephant to life. So to do those, oh, I'm just having trouble with this ear. There we go. Oh, looks really good. To do the eyes, you just want to draw an eye on a piece of white paper using your pen. So let's do a big circle and a smaller circle, which I've coloured in. So we want two of those, about the same size, and then we're going to cut them out. You might want to do a smile. You could do a smile as well, but I think that just the eyes looks quite good. You could also, you might decide that you want to cover the top, but I quite like leaving the top as it is so you can kind of see what the elephant was originally. So then again, let's pop some PVA onto the eye. Then you need to look at your elephant and decide where they should go. So there's number one. And number two. Alright, and here we go. So we've now got a couple of elephants. And you can put them anywhere. on a shelf, on your table. Just really nice decorative things to have around. So the last thing to do is just remember to wash your brush in some water, otherwise the PVA glue will dry on it and it will become hard and you won't be able to use it. So I think we're done. Alrighty, hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Bye.